Your home is much more than just a space where you sleep, eat, and spend time with your family. It is a direct reflection of your mood, your emotions, and according to Buddhist teachings, your karma. What you let in, objects, thoughts, energies, determines what flows through your life. Yet without even realizing it, many people transform their homes into a place of invisible obstacles, a space where abundance struggles to take hold. For that, because accumulation and disorder create energy barriers that slow down prosperity. Imagine this: you walk into a house full of unopened boxes, old newspapers piled in the corner, wrinkled clothes waiting to be folded for weeks. The air seems heavy, the space disorderly. And yet, in the eyes of those who live there, everything is normal. It's a familiar environment, a situation that doesn't seem dramatic. But what we don't always see is the profound impact this chaos has on our minds and our destiny. In Buddhism, there is a fundamental law, that of interdependence. Everything is connected. Nothing exists independently of everything else. When you let unnecessary items accumulate, keep things just in case but never touch them, you create an unconscious attachment to the past and resistance to change. This attachment prevents you from welcoming new opportunities, including financial ones. Have you ever noticed how a messy house seems to suck away your life energy? The more disorder there is, the more the mind becomes confused, distracted, unable to concentrate on what is essential. Buddhist monks practice extreme self-denial, not out of deprivation but out of conscious choice. Every morning they clean their living space, sweep the floor, wipe down the surfaces, even if nothing seems dirty. For that? Because the act of cleaning is not just physical, it's mental. By maintaining their environment, they preserve their mind, clear it of impurities, and create a space where clarity can settle. Think about it. Have you ever felt relief after emptying a drawer full of useless items? This is not a coincidence. Your brain perceives this action as a release. On the contrary, when you keep things that you no longer need, you unconsciously accumulate energy burdens. It is as if every unused object represents a decision not made, an unresolved situation. And when too many of these elements accumulate, they end up suffocating the vitality of your home. Some places are particularly favorable to this energy block. Cellars, attics, overflowing wardrobes are often silent witnesses of memories that we don't want to face. An old gift from a past relationship, clothes that no longer fit but that we keep just in case, broken objects that we promise to repair but which have remained there, immobile, for years. All of this takes a toll on your energy, and by extension your prosperity. In Japan, the art of decluttering goes far beyond simple fashion. The danshari method, which literally means to reject, throw away, detach, is deeply rooted in Buddhist philosophy. It encourages us to think before buying a new object, to get rid of everything that does not bring real value to our existence, and to accept that nothing belongs to us forever. In other words, it teaches us not to let the past limit us and to open spaces for renewal. Another aspect that is often underestimated is the energetic symbolism of objects. In Feng Shui, which shares many principles with Buddhism, we consider every element of our home to have a vibration. A broken piece of furniture, a broken mirror, a stopped clock are all signs of a blockage in the energy flow of your space. A drawer full of useless papers can symbolize postponed decisions, financial opportunities that we constantly put off. Thus, by cleaning and tidying your home, you send a clear message to the universe. You are ready to receive something new, to welcome abundance in all its forms. And then there is a phenomenon that many experience without even realizing it. Those who live in chaotic environments often have difficulty carrying money, or when they manage to earn it, they see it disappear quickly, as if it were slipping through their fingers. This is not a coincidence. In many spiritual traditions, it is said that money energy is fluid and flows where there is space. A messy environment acts like a dam, preventing this energy from flowing freely. If you want to attract prosperity, start by examining your living space. Ask yourself these questions. What is taking up unnecessary space in my home? What are the things I keep for fear of losing them? What do I feel when I look at my insides? This introspection is an essential first step because it reveals much more than just objects. It reveals your attachments, your insecurities, and your unconscious relationship with abundance. The ideal home for prosperity is not luxurious or filled with expensive decorations. It is the one where energy circulates freely, where every object has a use and a meaning. It's one where we feel light, inspired, and peaceful. And now you may be wondering, besides visible clutter, are there other forms of pollution keeping money and good fortune out of my home? The answer is yes. And one of the most powerful invisible enemies is the one we notice least: dust and stagnant energy. You will be surprised to discover how much these often overlooked elements influence our well-being and prosperity. There is something strange about those places that we forget to clean. It's not that they disappear, on the contrary. They are always there, invisible to our eyes, and yet day after day they accumulate a form of stagnant energy that ends up weighing on our daily lives. Dust that accumulates in corners, under furniture or behind doors seems harmless, but it is much more than just an aesthetic nuisance. It acts as a thin barrier, an imperceptible veil that prevents energy from flowing freely, as if the air itself became heavier. In the Buddhist tradition, cleanliness is not just a question of physical hygiene, it is above all a spiritual act. Zen monks practice suji every day, a form of meditative cleansing in which every gesture is performed with total attention. Sweeping a floor, cleaning a table, opening a window to let in fresh air are not trivial tasks. They are sacred acts, ways to purify space and mind at the same time. For that, because a place cluttered with dust is a place where energy stops, where the air stagnates, and where vitality gradually runs out. Have you ever felt that overwhelming feeling when you walk into a room where everything seems frozen in time? These are the spaces we never visit, these drawers we never open, these high shelves where layers of dust have been accumulating for months. In many Asian traditions, these areas are considered energy traps, places where positive vibrations are stifled, preventing prosperity and good fortune from flowing freely. The more a space is neglected, the more it becomes a receptacle for heaviness and invisible blocks. The history of dust is fascinating. It is made up of tiny particles of skin, textile fibers, pollen, and even microscopic remains of meteorites from space. Each grain contains a memory, a fragment of the past, and when it accumulates in a specific place, it forms a kind of temporal layer, a constant reminder of what has not been purified, either physically or energetically. It is no coincidence that in homes where maintenance is neglected, the atmosphere seems heavier, thoughts more confused, opportunities rarer. One of the fundamental principles of Feng Shui, which shares many teachings with Buddhism, is the importance of the circulation of energy called qi. When a home is clean and well ventilated, qi flows freely, bringing vitality and abundance. However, when dust and dirt accumulate, energy freezes, creating a feeling of suffocation and stagnation. This is how, without even realizing it, some people find themselves stuck in patterns of bad luck, financial difficulties, or permanent fatigue, simply because their environment no longer allows for healthy energy flow. Another often overlooked aspect is the psychological impact of cleaning on our state of mind. A study conducted by Princeton University showed that messy and dirty environments reduce our ability to concentrate and increase our stress levels. Our brain unconsciously perceives every little element out of place as a distraction, an imbalance that it constantly tries to resolve. On the contrary, a well-kept and harmonious space offers an immediate feeling of calm. It's a form of liberation, as if we can finally breathe fully. Let's take a concrete example. Imagine two kitchens. In the first, the sink is overflowing with dirty dishes. The worktop is cluttered with crumbs and coffee stains, and the air is slightly stale due to the lack of ventilation. In the second, everything is clean, the sink is empty, the surfaces are shiny, and a light breeze comes in through the window. In which one would you like to prepare a meal? Which one gives you a feeling of clarity and well-being? This difference is essential because it affects not only our personal energy, but also how we feel at home. But then, what can we do to prevent this invisible dust from becoming a brake on our prosperity? It all starts with consciousness. Be attentive to these forgotten areas. Take the time to observe your home with a new perspective, as if you were entering it for the first time. Where are the overlooked places? What are the corners where dust accumulates without you realizing it? Once identified, these spaces should be cleaned regularly, not as a chore, but as a purification ritual. A simple cloth soaked in water and white vinegar can be enough to remove not only physical dust, but also the stagnant energies contained therein. Opening the windows every morning, even in winter, helps to renew the air and circulate the qi. Passing a broom or brush with the intention of cleaning not only the surface, but also the general atmosphere of the house, transforms an ordinary gesture into a powerful act of energetic renewal. And if we want to go even further, we can integrate practices inspired by Buddhism into this ritual. Burning incense after purification, as monks do in temples, helps purify the atmosphere. Chanting a prosperity mantra while vacuuming helps permeate the space with positive intentions. Even a simple gesture, such as lighting a candle after cleaning a room, can symbolize the end of a cycle and the beginning of a renewal. The fascinating thing is that those who adopt these habits often see subtle yet profound changes in their lives. Some feel lighter, as if an invisible weight has been lifted from their shoulders. Others see new opportunities appear, unexpected money, advantageous meetings. This is not magic. It is simply the natural result of an environment where energy flows freely. So now that we've explored the impact of dust and stagnant energy on our daily lives, the question remains, are there specific places in the home where cleanliness is even more crucial to attracting abundance? The answer is yes, and you'll be surprised to learn that some spaces, like the bathroom and kitchen, have a direct link to your prosperity. In every home, some spaces have a deeper influence on our well-being and prosperity than we think. Two environments in particular play a fundamental role: the kitchen and the bathroom. They seem opposite in their function. One nourishes and supports, the other eliminates and purifies, but they share the same power, that of regulating the energy that circulates in our home. These are the places where we interact most directly with vital energies, and for this reason, they require particular attention. However, they are also the most overlooked parts when it comes to energy cleansing. If you are ready to welcome wealth and abundance into your life, write "I want to be rich" in the comments. Show your prosperity now. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next tips that will transform your life. Imagine your bathroom for a moment. It is the place where you wash yourself, where you get rid of impurities, where you start and end your day. Every morning you look in the mirror, often still tired, sometimes looking for a boost of energy. But have you ever thought about what this piece symbolizes on a deeper level? In many spiritual traditions, the bathroom is seen as an energy vortex, a place where energy can be cleansed or wasted. Buddhists consider water a powerful element of purification. Every time we shower, we have the opportunity to remove not only physical dirt, but also the negative energy charges accumulated during the day. However, if this water evacuates too quickly, without realizing it, it takes with it not only these impurities, but sometimes also part of our vitality. This is why it is essential to maintain a balance in this space. A leaky faucet symbolizes a loss of energy, and according to feng shui principles, can also cause financial losses or a feeling of constant emptiness. A toilet whose bowl remains open is seen as a siphon of energy that drains abundance out of the house. Some Asian cultures recommend always keeping the bathroom door closed and lowering the toilet lid after use. This simple gesture prevents the energy of prosperity from being literally extracted from your life. Likewise, the buildup of mold, damp towels, or expired toiletries creates an environment of stagnant energy that can impact your well-being. Regular cleaning, accompanied by an intention of purification, allows this place to be transformed into a regenerating space, where each step becomes an opportunity for renewal. And then there's the kitchen. If the bathroom represents elimination, the kitchen is the embodiment of life, transformation, material prosperity. This is where we prepare meals, where we nourish our bodies and unconsciously our relationship with abundance. According to Buddhism and feng shui, the state of your kitchen directly reflects your relationship with money and food, two fundamental forms of energy that sustain our existence. The nerve center of this room is undoubtedly the cooking area. Fire, a sacred element in many traditions, is a powerful symbol of transformation and abundance. A dirty and poorly maintained oven or gas stove can interrupt the circulation of this energy. Likewise, cooking on dirty stoves or using worn utensils can unconsciously influence how we receive and use financial energy. Feng Shui masters recommend always keeping the stove clean and alternating its use to prevent the energy of prosperity from stagnating on a single point. Another often overlooked aspect is the refrigerator. When was the last time you did a full sort of its contents? Expired food, leftovers forgotten at the bottom, Half-empty bottles accumulate stagnant energy, which can have a direct impact on our vitality. Regularly cleaning the refrigerator, ensuring that food is stored harmoniously, and avoiding accumulating unnecessary supplies are actions that strengthen the flow of well-being in the home. But one of the biggest enemies of abundance in the kitchen are dirty dishes left overnight. In Zen Buddhist culture, it is unthinkable to leave dirty dishes after a meal. Washing the dishes immediately and putting away the dishes is not only a question of hygiene, but also an energetic logic. A clean and tidy space allows energy to circulate freely and promotes mental clarity. A few simple practices can transform the kitchen into a true temple of abundance. For example, lighting a candle or burning incense while preparing a meal helps infuse the food with positive energy. Choosing warm natural colors for decoration, avoiding accumulating unnecessary objects on surfaces, and promoting fluid organization promotes a feeling of well-being and prosperity. It is fascinating that in many homes where the kitchen is consistently messy or neglected, financial difficulties persist without rational explanation. The state of this space sends a subtle message to the universe. It reflects our ability to receive and manage abundance. A clean, tidy, and vibrant kitchen naturally attracts prosperity, as it resonates with flowing, nourishing energy. Then there is a final element, often underestimated, which plays a fundamental role in home energy management: the objects themselves. Some of them bring with them an energetic charge that can influence our well-being in unsuspected ways. Poorly positioned mirrors, inherited objects full of memories, worn clothes forgotten in a wardrobe. All these elements can, without us realizing it, act as anchors from the past and slow down energetic renewal. But how can we recognize these objects and get rid of them? The objects we own are not just material objects. They are reservoirs of energy, silent witnesses of our history, and sometimes even invisible weights that hold us back without us realizing it. Have you ever had trouble getting rid of an item of clothing you no longer wear, a gift from someone no longer in your life, or a broken item you keep just in case? If yes, then you have already felt this unconscious attachment that binds us to certain goods, even when they no longer bring us anything good. In Buddhism, the concept of impermanence is fundamental. Nothing is fixed. Everything changes, evolves, transforms. Holding on to the past, whether through memories, regrets, or even material objects, can create a block that prevents us from moving forward. Everything we keep in our home should have a function, a positive meaning, or at least not burden our energies. But the reality is very different. We accumulate without thinking. We store without intention, and sometimes without knowing it, we surround ourselves with elements that slow down our prosperity. Let's take a concrete example. Imagine a broken mirror hanging in the corner of your house. You never really use it, but it's been there so long that you no longer pay attention to its condition. Yet, according to the principles of feng shui and many spiritual traditions, a broken mirror is a symbol of distortion of reality. It reflects a fragmented image and can unconsciously influence your perception of the world and yourself. The same goes for stopped clocks. They symbolize frozen time, the absence of movement in life, and can unconsciously create a feeling of stagnation, including on a financial level. It is fascinating to see how certain objects inherited from our ancestors or received as gifts can bring with them an energy that does not belong to us. A jewel passed down from generation to generation can carry with it a heavy family history. An old piece of furniture can retain the vibrations of the people who used it before us. Certain objects have a soul, an invisible memory that can influence the atmosphere of our home and our very state of mind. This is why it is essential to take the time to look at what we own and ask ourselves, does this object give me joy or connect me to a past that I no longer want? Clothes are also a source of energy that we underestimate. Every outfit we wore at a particular moment in our life retains an imprint of these moments. A dress purchased in a difficult time can unconsciously bring us back to that emotional state every time we wear it. Worn-out shoes that we are reluctant to throw away can symbolize a path we refuse to leave, even if it no longer takes us where we want to go. In Buddhist temples, it is customary to regularly get rid of unnecessary objects, not only for practical reasons, but above all to avoid the accumulation of stagnant energies. Putting order in the house is not a simple material gesture, it is an internal liberation. Every time we part with an object that no longer has its place in our life, We send a powerful message to the universe. We are ready to welcome something new, to let in abundance, to move forward without being held back by what belongs to the past. This process may seem difficult at first, but it is incredibly liberating. And above all, it opens the door to unexpected positive changes. Have you ever noticed that immediately after a big cleaning or tidying up of your home, you feel lighter? That opportunities suddenly present themselves? That you regain the energy you had lost? This is not a coincidence. The universe works on the principles of flow and circulation. If your space is cluttered, the energy of abundance cannot enter. On the other hand, if you create the void with positive intention, new opportunities will begin to appear. So here's a little challenge for you. Take a moment today to look at your home with new eyes. Look around you and ask yourself these questions. What objects give me a positive feeling? Which ones seem heavy, useless, or linked to a past from which I want to break away? Then take the first step. Throw away, donate, or transform at least one item you no longer need. You'll see, this simple gesture can trigger a much bigger change than you imagine. And now, if you are ready to welcome prosperity into your life, leave a comment under this video writing, "I want to be rich." Say it with conviction, because every word we say shapes our reality. If you enjoyed this content, please consider leaving a like, subscribing, and sharing this video with the people you love. The more we cleanse our energy and living space, the more we will create a harmonious and prosperous world. Thanks for following this series to the end. May your home, your mind, and your life be filled with light, harmony, and abundance. See you soon for more valuable advice.